I remember when I was a child, I used to love banks. My mom used to take me to the bank all the time, and I loved the way it smelled. It smelled like money and coffee, and people were so nice to me. And I just loved the sound of the like checks going through the screen and the money counters. And I just loved the bank. And I loved it so much that she got me a cash register and she got me fake money and a fake phone and a notebook and she got me like a whole setup that looked like a bank teller setup because I loved it so much. And I used to play with myself with this bank setup, and I used to make believe that I worked for a bank. And one day her and my dad saw me like on the floor playing with my fake bank teller sets. And my mom and my dad were like, she's going to be a businesswoman and she's going to work in a bank one day. And they were just speaking things over me. And I didn't realize it when I was 3 years old, but they were speaking the seeds that ended up being what I ended up becoming 30 plus years later, right? And so when we think about vision and when we think about how important vision is, God told Ezekiel to speak to the dry bones so that whatever he visualized would actually happen. And when he spoke to the dry bones, they were able to do what he visualized. The Bible said, make the vision plain and write it on tablets, which means that having vision is so important to the manifestation of our realities in our lives. And when we think about our own identities and who we would like to be, we have to have a vision of who that person is and what that person wants to do and what that person wants to accomplish. What do we see for ourselves? How do we see ourselves? And how do we see our skills and what we add to this world, adding value to God's kingdom? That is the importance of vision. So when you think today, what are those things that God has deposited inside of you? And what is that vision board that you have for yourself as to how you want to put that vision in place in order to move God's kingdom, in order to push his agenda, in order to spread his message, in order to really live a purpose driven life? I want you to think about that today. And I want you to figure out some pictures that you could put together in notes on your phone or even on a wall in your home, to always look at those things and understand that that is the vision that God wants for you. I want you to pray over it. I want you to speak over it, because that is going to be the first precipice thing that really pushes us through the journey of identity and purpose.